sort of the granddaddy of what is perceived of as the integrated resort. It moved over to Singapore. And then, interestingly enough, from my perspective, it moved back to Las Vegas, where they moved from casino hotels to the concept of really integrated resorts. In Asia right now, since that's what we're looking to cover in this conference, we're sort of amazed at how much they are covering and how much participation or how much activity there is for integrated resorts in Asia alone. I can only speak to the places that we are working, but it is now in Japan, it's Korea, it's Taiwan, it's the Philippines, it's Vietnam, it's Sri Lanka, it's Laos, it's Georgia, it's Kazakhstan. I consider Saipan part of the Asia sort of mix, Vladivostok and Krasnodar. So we're running the range from Eastern Asia to Western Asia to the South Pacific, big cities, small cities, isolated countries. And again, what we're seeing is the range of these projects is really awesome. I mean, the larger scale projects are being talked about as $10 billion projects. And the smallest project we're involved with is probably a $360 million project. So they are large for the communities they go in, but they really range incredibly. Again, quick look at just what they have is, the composition and the amenities, and to give you a sense, in the facility you're in here now, we're sitting in part of their 1.2 million square feet of meeting space. If you haven't wandered around and emptied your wallet out, there's 1.6 million square feet of retail space for you to be able to spend. There's a 1,600-seat theater, there's a gondola ride, the Cotai Arena is 15,000 square feet, and there's a miniature golf course. In Singapore, we're looking at, I think the Resorts World in Singapore has a marine theme, in my mind. So it's got the world's largest aquarium, it's got a maritime museum, it's got a cruise ship terminal, which to me is unique in IRs. It's got a water park, it's got a universal theme park, and they've got 60 restaurants. MGM's Mandalay Bay, is a great example of an early IR as far as I'm concerned, but a real quality one within the United States. They've got a House of Blues restaurant and club, which is, I think, a real unique music experience. They've got a 12,000-seat entertainment facility, 1 million square feet of convention. Again, they were the first, in my mind, that had a hotel within a hotel, and having the Four Seasons on the top floors of the Mandalay Bay facility. The Mandalay Beach is in itself unique. It's a man-made beach that is, you feel like you're really in a tropical island. And they have Broadway theater. Foxwoods is sort of maybe what I perceive of as the most entertainment-centric of these, real estate, of these integrated resorts. 4,000-seat theater, 8 clubs and other theaters, full 18-hole golf course. They took the retail component a little bit different. Their retail component is an outlet mall where everything you see here is very upscale. In Foxwoods, it really is an outlet mall and a discount mall. They've got an outdoor ice skating rink, and they've got a museum that celebrates their heritage, the heritage of the tribe. So again, you can see the sort of very strong range of what comprises an integrated resort. I'm going to sit down because these guys are really going to talk. But what I wanted to do is sort of throw out, as a first question, I gave you my definition of an integrated resort. I think everybody potentially has different perspectives. And I guess I would like to get a feel for what's your definition and how do you see it really different than a casino with a hotel? Ed, you want to start?
Yeah, sure. Is this on? Oh, it is on, yeah. The way I see it is, as Steve has mentioned, integrated resorts contain a lot of stuff. And we've talked about a lot of those things that are in there. But effectively, you have a structure that is a mixed-use development. So the first thing is it's mixed use. The second thing is it is very large scale in general terms. And it's a complex building structure. And generally, the investment level for these things is pretty high. I would say that once you do get down to lower levels of spend, which frankly nowadays is hundreds of millions, you may not be even really at an integrated resort level because you just can't have, that's not the type of expenditure that you need to develop all these different pieces. Secondly, aside from the content, and we focused on the content so far. I would focus a little bit on government policy as well, and just say that integrated resorts are a mechanism and a tool for governments to address key policy issues. If you think back to a number of years ago, or even more recently, in the US, this sort of government policy issue was really all about tax income. It was, how can we generate tax income because a municipality or a state needed additional tax revenues. There's been a shift, though, and particularly the shift in Asia is towards, we need to grow tourism. So it's about being able to bring people into the country, exporting of culture, and aligning with key policy goals. So at a very high level, integrated resorts need to align themselves with some macro policy objectives of the country in which they're in. And that's a sort of key differentiator. And because of the amount of spend that goes into the integrated resorts, they're very able to do this.
I completely agree with what Ed had shared, and to take this government policy of tourism a little bit further, I think one of the things that makes those of us in the industry very excited to be in the industry is that it's an industry of innovation. And so it's not just delivering large-scale mixed-use developments, but it's delivering the next best large-scale mixed-use development, particularly, for instance, in Asia, where there's a competitive market, there's very discerning travelers, outbound travelers from any number of countries, China being a primary key market for the industry, but you're always looking to innovate, and you're always looking to even one-up the competition such that you're creating a destination that people want to go to, and you're looking at it in a way to every single aspect of a development, whether it's the large-scale entertainment offer, or individual F&B outlet. Prime example, I think, coming out of Vegas is that in Caesar's Palace, Las Vegas, we have a buffet that we introduced a couple years ago. It's won Best Buffet in Vegas by